Exercise 4E.2, question 1C. So we have to remember this thing. If I integrate the derivative of a function, I will get the function plus C. Am I right? Okay. So what I need to do is now, so I integrate e to the power x plus 1 over square root of x. Yes? Okay. So this will be my fx. Okay? Got it? So now, if I integrate e to the power x, I will get e to the power x divided by 1. Correct? Okay. 1 over square root of x is written as x to the power negative half. Am I right? So when you integrate x to the power negative half, you will have power plus 1. Yep. Divide by the new power. Then you plus a c. Okay? So my fx now is e to the power x plus 2 root x plus c. Got it? So now they give you information of this. The meaning means when x equal to 1, the value of fx is 1. You get me? So now I put 1 equal to e to the power 1 plus 2 square root of 1 plus c. So now you know what is the value of c. So the constant for this function now is -1 minus e. So therefore, the function is e to the power x plus 2 square root of x minus 1 minus e. Get me? Okay, Anna? So this is how you, so that means if I give you the gradient function, I will give you a set of information about the function that enable you to find the value of the constant. You get me? Okay. Is there any other questions from exercise A, 4A to 4E.1? 4E, everything. Have you all tried? Sure. Anyone got any difficulty? Because this is come from the other class. 4C part D, question 6D. Or you're busy with other subject. Did you do 4C question 6D? They say graphical method. Hello? How should I do? No. Okay? So you want to know graphical evidence. So you have to sketch the graph of this one first. Put into Y1. Your domain, because it's integrate from 0 to 2. So if you want to see a bit more, what you can do, when you go to window, your x minimum, you put -1, and your x maximum, maybe you put 3, right? To let you have a picture of the whole thing first. Don't put exactly, then you go for zoom fit. So anything of graphical evidence, you draw the graph first. Okay, so You should get a graph some sort like this. It stop here, correct? And here is 2. Am I right? Do you all get that? Yes. And here is also 2. Negative 2. So if you see like that, it's a curve. Both here is, this is 2 units, this is also 2 units. So what do you imagine this as? So what is this to you? It's a quarter circle, correct? Am I right? With the same, so this is the radius. So 2 is the radius. So you have that. So this is a graphical evidence. So now if I integrate this, so this equation is fx equal to negative square root of 4 minus x squared. So now if I integrate this, so should I put positive or negative sign? Should I put positive or negative sign? Where is the location of the area? Below the x-axis or above the x-axis? Below. So the sign should be negative. The negative not because of this. The negative is because the area is below the x-axis. So now, then area of the quarter circle. Right? So you definitely cannot integrate this after I will tell you. So this is negative. Okay, how to find the area of a circle? What is the formula? Pi r squared, correct? So 1/4 times pi r squared. So the answer is negative pi. If you don't believe, you try to key into the calculator using FNINT. You still remember where to call your FNINT? You go to your math button. You go to your math button. Pi is 3.142. You go to your FNINT, it will come out this. So you key in here 0, here 2, here y1, here dx. Then you put enter. Do you get negative 3.142? Yeah. So you can check using your graphic calculator. If I don't use graphic calculator, do you know, I also know that this is a circle. This is a quarter circle. Do you know that? Okay, that is not important, but sometime in the question, I don't know what they will ask. So this is something that you have to recall from your year 12, year 11. Still remember about locus? So if this is a center of the circle, this is a center, I have a point P, that is XY. I say P moves such that its distance from the origin is always 2 units. You still remember this? So you will get a circle, right? Always 2 units. So you you use the distance formula. Still remember the distance formula? Distance OP is always equal to 2. Still remember distance formula? Square root of
Bracket.
x minus 0 square plus y minus 0 square equal to 2. So if I take away the square root, it will be x square plus y square equal to 2 square, that is 4. So my y square will be equal to 4 minus x square. So my y will be equal to plus or minus square root of 4 minus x squared. The moment I look at this, I know it's a circle already. I know the radius is 2 units. So this is the knowledge that you have. But for this question, even you don't have this knowledge, you still can do, correct? Because you got your graphic calculator. Will this type of question be asked in final? No one knows. Because this is a year 11 concept. Okay, so maths is a subject that is whereby I say whatever you learn, even start from standard 1 until now, you have to know it by heart. I have all the right to ask you. Do you get me? Hello? So if I draw y equal to positive, my graph, I will get the upper part. I will get the upper half of the circle. So this is my y1. So if I want to draw a circle in my graphic calculator, then I have to have my y2 negative square root of 4 minus x squared. So this one, my y2, it will give me the bottom. So it starts from negative 2 to 2. So you can draw a circle using your graphic calculator by combining the two functions. So you won't be surprised. They may ask you to describe. How are you going to draw a circle on your graphic calculator? They can ask you anything. Hello? And they ask you to find the area bounded by these two curves. Can I? Can I ask you area bounded by these two curves? Can. So there's a lot of things that they can ask. So every time when you see a question, you have to keep asking yourself, what are the further questions that they can ask? That is where it pushes you up to have a good grade. So you want to have a good grade, I play my part as a teacher. I need your commitment to be hardworking. That's it. Do you get me? So no one can help you until you help yourself. Yeah. Okay, so done with that. So let's continue with the rules of integration. So today I'm going to complete the whole chapter. So that's why I say every day you must spend at least half an hour in maths. You cannot totally ignore your maths. So you ask yourself whether you got spend or not. If you don't spend, your result will tell me. Okay. So when we talk about the rules, okay. First one, every one of us have to know that if I integrate 0 with respect to x, what do I get? Constant. Rule number 2, if I find the integral of a constant, in this case, I'm not going to use c, I'm going to use k. What do I get? Sure. Plus C. Correct? Okay. Third, if I integrate a power term, is there a restriction for n? Is there a restriction for n? Yes. How Shen? What is the restriction for n? N cannot be -1. The reason is because power plus 1. So all this you have to remember. So then the answer will be power plus 1 divided by the new power plus C. Okay. Already banyak cerita, okay? Okay. Then the part 4 is yesterday, Monday, we end with exponential term, correct? So we have a number times by exponential term. What is the criteria for the power? Must be linear. Good. It must be this form. This is called linear. That means the power of the variable of the power of E must be 1. Correct? Then dx. Then what is the answer? So exponential usually copy down the whole thing, correct? Then divide by coefficient of x. That is divide by b. Then plus c. Got it? Okay, so now if I ask you this question, I ask you to integrate e to the power of 1 minus x, then to the power of 3 dx. So how are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? You have to bring back all your indices. Am I right? A to the power n to the power of m is a to the power n times m. You must learn how to simplify. So in maths, that's why a simple person can learn maths better than a person who is trying to make things complicated. So I expand. So this is 3 minus 3x dx. Am I right? Okay. So this one will be equal to, copy down the whole thing, divide by the coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x here? Good. -3. And plus c. See or not? That is how you apply all your formula. You want to apply this formula, you make sure you write in this form. Get me? Okay, now the fifth one. Yeah, it's some sort like a chain rule, but inside there must be linear. Everything we talk about is linear. Power n dx. Okay, what is the condition for n? Can n take any value? It's exactly like number 3. N cannot be -1. So take notes of that. So when you integrate, copy down the whole thing. What should you do with the power? What should you do with the power? How Shen? Just tell me. Integration rule, very general. What should you do with the power? Yes, power plus 1. Divide 2 bracket. That means you have to divide by 2 numbers here. One number is the new power. The other number is the coefficient of x. So you see, you memorize formula like that, then you will be fine. Okay. Then for this question, I would like to challenge you with, here. If I give you do you think I can use this formula to do? Cannot. Cannot. Why? Because down here is not linear. So, and if I bring up also power -1, also cannot. So what to do then? I insist you to do it. So which means that you can change it. The way to change a quadratic to become a linear is to factorize it, correct? Because every quadratic can be factorized as a product of a linear function. Am I right? Okay, so do you know how to factorize this? Don't now take out your scientific calculator. If you don't know, take out your scientific calculator. I don't expect you to factorize. You don't know, you take out your scientific calculator. You find the roots. You find the roots of this one using your scientific calculator. Your A is 1, your B is -4, your C is 4.
The x is 2. So 2. You can either put x
equal to 2. It repeat, correct?
Yeah. So it's x minus 2 times x minus 2.
Yeah. So straight away, write x minus 2 squared. You see?
Okay.
If you don't know how to factorize, don't worry. That's why. What do you have? Don't look at the problem. Look at the resources that you have. All right? Okay, good. So now can I use this rule number 4? Can I use rule number 4 now? Yes, I can. X minus 2 to the power -2 dx. So follow this rule and try to do it by yourself. Okay, do you get it? Okay, let's see. Copy down the whole thing. Power plus 1, -2 plus 1, -1. Divide, must have 2 numbers. Don't be LAZY. Okay, 1 is the new power, 1 is the coefficient of x. So habit is very important. So you get the answer. So the answer will be -1 over x minus 2 plus c. So if I write my answer as 1 over 2 minus x plus c, can or not? Can also. It's also correct. Top you times -1, bottom you times -1. You get that. Are you okay? Okay. So how are we going to deal with if n is equal to -1? That means it's of this form. If I integrate a number divide by must be linear. Then what should the answer be? If you think of your differentiation, correct? If you differentiate ln, it will be a fraction, correct? And the function you put at the bottom, am I right? So the integral of this form will be, this means power -1 if you bring up. So this one definitely will be, remember, ln. And we know that natural log, whatever in the natural log must be greater than 0. So we put an absolute value of this. Clear? Divide by, okay, who can tell me? Divide by what? Hello? Respond, please. This is not online. Those in the class. Those online, I don't care already. Yes? Divide by what? Boy. Yes, B. Coefficient of X. Don't just say B, coefficient of X. That would be better, plus C. All right? Okay. So these are the 5 rules that you have to be very familiar with and have to decide when to use it and how to use it. Okay? So let's try with one question with ln. Okay? So if I ask you to integrate 5 divided by 2x dx. Okay, you try. There are 2 possible answers. There are 2 possible answers for this. Sorry. I forgot to record this one. Never mind, just record. Okay. You have to modify the things. Yeah. So can you please find the integral of so you see, for this one, there is no formula, correct? Because up there also involve x. For integration, we don't have such thing as quotient rule or products rule. Am I right? So how am I going to solve this problem? Anyone, any suggestion how to solve this problem? Is it possible for me to split this single fraction into 2 fractions? Is it possible? I ask myself, can I rewrite this as a number plus another number divided by, because the denominator is x plus 2. Is it possible for me to rewrite this as this?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now I give you 5 minutes to think of how to rewrite this as this. Okay. You see, there are two ways of doing it. You can either solve a simultaneous equation, but that is what I don't like. And by the way, my time, we learned this in Form 1. Okay, so you can solve by simultaneous equation. So you make the coefficient, you make the denominator the same, then you compare. So ax plus 2a plus b is equal to x minus 3. Equal to x minus 3. So that means you compare the like terms. Am I right? So this is the like term. So a equal to 1. Am I right? So my ax is equal to x. So a equal to 1. my 2a plus b equal to -3. A is 1 already, correct? 2 plus b equal to -3. So b equal to -5. Done. If I don't want, this is harder. I would prefer to think it this way. Look, I manipulate. So what I need to do is I need to have x plus 2 on top. So I just write down x plus 2. But here, I have to ask myself, 2 plus 1 will give me -3. So -5. So I minus 5 here. Isn't it? That is x plus 3, x minus 3. So done. You just need to give a thought without, don't have to solve simultaneous equation. See or not? You can do it like that. So you have to observe the denominator. So when we talk about solving max, is you want to manipulate, you have to observe. Yeah, you have to observe the changes. What do you want to change it to become? So now I have this x plus 2 over x plus 2, integrate, take away 5 over x plus 2 dx. So x plus 2 divided by x plus 2 is 1. Yep. So this will be equal to integrate 1. You get x. Integrate 5 divided by x plus 2, it will be 5 ln x plus 2 divided by the coefficient of x. I always remind myself that so that I won't make mistake in future. So I will have x minus 5 ln so you must be very versatile. You must know how to change to a situation whereby it can help you to solve a problem. You get me? So there are other questions we will discuss it in the next 2 lessons. And please, you're supposed to work through. I've done the whole chapter 4. Next week I go chapter 5.